What's up you guys, it's Aisling, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review of a foundation. Now I've worn this foundation before, but I've actually gotten a few questions in regards to the foundation over the last, over the last 6 months, like here and there. People would say, have you done a review of this? I'd love to know what your thoughts on this foundation are. Can you test it out? Or I've checked your channel to see, have you done a review of it? And I can't find one. So I actually have never done a review on this foundation or any sort of wear test on this foundation. So I thought I would use it today. Now I have been wearing this foundation for like maybe 4 years, so it's a long time on the go. However, I've never put it on my face, reviewed it, and kind of said what I like and what I don't like about the foundation. I'm going to do that today. Foundation we have in question is the Catrice HD Liquid Coverage Foundation. There are a lot of people out there who've tried this foundation, but there are a lot of people who haven't and just want to know my thoughts on it perhaps, because like I said, I have been getting requests for it, and yesterday I think was the most recent request. I said I better just film that. So what I'm going to do today is, because I know how it performs and I like how I apply it, I'm just going to apply it the way that I like, and I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about the foundation, some facts about the foundation, and we're going to just wear it for the day and see what it looks like at the end of the day. So I'm just going to put my hair out of the way for a mere moment. Put on a really light layer of Seltan last night and I'm a little bit dark today, so I'm hoping that this foundation matches, because I'm a little bit more dark than I normally would be. I'm going to take my little unicorn headband that Lisa got me and I'm going to just get my hair out of the way, and I'm going to talk a little bit about this foundation. It's a really inexpensive foundation. It's about €7 or €8 depending on where you buy it. It's described as a lightweight, non-oily texture that feels like a second skin, provides a long-lasting full coverage without a mask effect, and creates an even complexion with high definition finish for camera-ready skin, dermatologically tested, and just shake well before use. So that's kind of all it says about it. Kind of says all the claims there, like it's oil-free, which, I don't know, allude to the fact that perhaps people with oilier skin might benefit from it. It's a mattifying foundation, so if you have drier skin, because it's oil-free, mattifying, it might not be up your alley. But like I said, I'll wear it and you guys can see and judge for yourselves. It says it lasts for 24 hours. I've never done that in my life. I've never worn this for 24 hours. I have worn the Estee Lauder Double Wear for 24 hours. Not on purpose. I have the shade Warm Beige, which is number 040. So this is the shade that I've used since the beginning of time. I haven't really tried any of the new shades. They have a ton of new shades out at the moment. When this was first released, I think there was only the 4 shades. So there was like 10, 20, 30, 40. I have 40, and now I think they've branched out and then there's like colours in between. So there is a little bit more variation in shades. This comes with 30 mils or 1 fluid ounce. And I don't think there's anything else I want to say. It's made in Italy, if that's at any of interest. It comes with a dropper, which is possibly my least favourite way to apply foundation, but I apply it to the back of my hand first, so I don't really think it makes much of a difference. So I'm going to apply this foundation like I apply all my foundations as of late, which is just apply a bit to the back of my hand. It's a little bit of a runnier consistency. I take a foundation brush and I just apply it to my skin. I don't find that this oxidizes, so we might need to do a little bit more bronzer because I feel like it's just a little bit light for me at the moment. This matches my natural skin tone perfectly, but obviously I'm wearing self-tanner down my neck and stuff, so we might be a bit pale, but however. Completely forgot to fill in my eyebrows, so just did that quickly off camera. So I'm just going to continue applying this foundation. It does dry down quite matte, almost like a demi matte. It's like a satin matte. It looks like velvet on my skin, I find, this foundation, and it's not too full coverage where your skin looks like you're wearing an awful lot of product. It just looks like my skin, only better. I also meant to say I did prime prior to applying this foundation with the Sensational primer from Catrice. Holy grail, I'm nearly out of that as well, which is really, really sad. I like that primer with this foundation as well, because I just feel like that primer gives a little bit of luminosity underneath my skin, whereas I do feel like this foundation can look a bit flat and matte initially, especially if you've drier skin. It could just look a little bit flat on your skin, so I would recommend using a hydrating primer. But for me, my oils come through no matter what foundation I'm wearing, so it ends up looking a bit glowy anyway. What it looks like with one layer. And again, if you wanted to add a little bit more coverage, you could obviously layer it up, which I think I might do just a little bit more foundation, because I'm feeling like I want a full coverage face day. So I'm just taking a little bit more and just applying it to any area that I want to add a bit more coverage. Just gonna blend that all out with my beauty blender. I think I'm pretty content with that. Even though this foundation is really liquidy and runny, I think it gives you really great coverage. Like there is not a blemish on my skin to be seen. I can still kind of see like tiny little freckles popping through, but like nothing extreme. I definitely can't see any imperfections, any spots, no redness, nothing like that on my skin. One thing I will say about this foundation is it dries extremely quickly. So you do have to kind of work a little bit faster with it. Like this foundation I haven't even set and it's already dry on my skin. Like I don't really need to powder it if I had a little bit drier skin, but I have oily skin, so I'm going to start getting a lot of oils around my chin, over my nose, kind of out to about here and all around my forehead. So I do powder, but if you have drier skin, I wouldn't recommend powdering this because I just feel like you don't need to powder it, to be honest. It is quite dry to the touch. And that's just an up close of what the foundation looks like. So you can see the amount of coverage that I'm getting from it. And it just looks really nice on my skin. But I feel like it has covered up everything and given me a really even complexion. So it's actually 8:30 at the moment. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and wear this foundation for as long as possible. So I will pop back with you guys later on in the day. We'll see what this foundation is looking like. We'll check in through a couple of intervals in the day like I normally do with first impressions, even though this isn't a first impressions. But you guys get the gist. I don't think I have anything else I want to say about this foundation at this mere moment, so I'll talk to you in a few more hours. It's gone super dark, guys. I don't know what the hell the story is with the weather today because it's actually quite nice. It's 12:46, so let me think. I started this at 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 4 hours. This foundation does not sink on me, which is just fantastic. Obviously I'm getting older, but I do find lately some of my foundations are like sinking into the lines around my mouth, my smile lines. And I do feel like there's an awful crease in my forehead right here, just in between my brows. Foundation loves to sink in there and I can't avoid it, but some foundations it will like crease and go oily and like just separate and it just looks awful, whereas it doesn't do it with this foundation. I have slight sinkage into the creases around my mouth, but like nothing severe. It's still intact everywhere. I wouldn't be expecting any less after 4 hours. All my other products sat on top of them, on top of this lovely. I will talk to you a little bit about the products that are on my face. I'm wearing a lipstick from Catrice on my lips, which is the Demi Matte in number 100, which is called Nude Crush Everything. I love the shade. The lipstick fell out of the container, which is very annoying though, so I need to be careful when I open it. On my cheeks I have California from Benefit. My highlighter is Maybelline Face Studio Chrome highlighter in Molten Gold. I have the Soft Glam through my crease. I think I'm using Burnt Orange and Orange Soda, yes, and I'm using a little bit of Cypress Umber just to kind of create like a little bit of a flick. That's all the products that's on my face. Everything goes on really, really nicely always to this foundation. It just looks so pretty on my skin. It is like the perfect undertone to my skin as well. It's not too warm, it's not too like pink, and it's just gorgeous. Like I know I'm a little bit tanned at the moment, it probably looks a little bit pale, but I think since I bronze and stuff it looks much better. I actually contoured with the Essence on my contour, this palette here, and I use, as always, this shade down here, which is called Noble Tint. And then I use Tan Goddess just across the top of my forehead. I absolutely love the feel of it. It's just so silky and soft, and it's just, it looks real lightweight. It doesn't look like I'm absolutely caked in foundation. You guys might like look at it and go, yeah, you're wearing an awful lot of foundation, but it doesn't feel heavy or anything on my skin. It's so lightweight. I just love it. So guys, there's nothing really else I want to say after 4 hours. I'm going to check back with you guys in a little bit, and yeah, I'll talk to you then. I'm after spending like the last 5 minutes running around looking for my mirror so I could actually continue on with this update video. Anyway, I eventually found it. It's gone 5:30 and it's like nearly pitch black dark. I just pulled the curtains and put my ring light on because it just gives a little bit better lighting than a bit of natural lighting coming in. So we're up with the ring light now. The winter is here. Da, 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 da. It's been 8 hours since I applied this foundation and I am looking a little bit oily. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I am looking a little bit oily. Not much more oilier than I would normally be, but I'm just definitely noticing my oils popping through. You can probably see that's kind of evident on camera. But other than my oils popping through, I think everything else is looking pretty good on my skin. I definitely need to powder though. My skin looks great. There's no creasing, nothing like that, no budging, no wearing off on my jawline, nothing like that. It's just the oiliness, and again, that kind of just happens with any foundation that I wear. I mean, it's very rare that I come back after 8 hours of wearing foundation and like my skin looks matte. I'm just oily. We gotta just deal with that. Foundation still feels fresh and lightweight on my skin. Doesn't feel heavy at all. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna blush because, yeah, it's necessary. Just taking the nearest powder to hand, which is the Fit Me by Maybelline, and I'm just gonna take this big fluffy powder brush from Morphe, Jaclyn Hill, and I'm just gonna apply that over my oily spots, which are kind of like everywhere at this stage. So the great thing about this foundation is once you, there's like a cat here. Once you kind of powder, blot, or whatever you need to do, it kind of just brings the foundation back to life because it doesn't add any cakiness to the foundation or anything like that. And it doesn't add any, like, it feels so much better now. It doesn't add any extra product to my skin. It still feels really lightweight. The color is still a little bit light on my skin, but I mean, I'm not going anywhere major today, so I don't really mind, and nobody would notice at this hour of the night anyway. I do feel that the foundation looks a little bit better once your oils start to come through as well, because it looks a little bit more natural on my skin, a little bit more not as flat, basically. To be honest, I always say like 8 hours is like the best time to kind of do a check-in, because that's the majority of length of time that people want to wear their foundation for. Like, I'm just gonna do maybe 12 hours just because I think it would be more interesting for you guys to actually see what this foundation looks like after 12 hours. I'm pretty happy with my foundation at this stage of the day, and what I'm gonna do is go about my day. I have a couple of videos left to edit, and I will come back to you around, well, I suppose like 8:30 tonight, or whenever, like 9 o'clock or whatever, just after I get past the 12-hour mark, and we'll see what we're looking like. Hopefully not oily again, because I think after powdering at this stage it should keep my oils away for the next few hours. I'll check in with you soon. Okay guys, it is pretty late. I actually left this check-in, it's now 9:43, so what are we hitting on, 13 hours? So I'm just after editing 3 videos today. I'm on a complete another roll. I filmed 4 videos today, including this one, and I'm just really feeling pumped. I have like loads of appointments for tomorrow booked and things that I need to do. I'm just delighted that I'm on schedule. Anyway, this has nothing to do with the foundation. So we are wearing the foundation 13 hours now. I'm actually really looking forward to taking this makeup off. There is an eyelash or something, a hair. That's what it is. We are a little bit oily again, guys. Like, not majorly oily considering the last check-in was 5 hours ago. So we're just a teensy bit oily on my chin and just around my nose and in between my brows still. Like, I just don't think that I'm not going to be oily at this hour of the day. But I am really, really, really loving the look of this foundation. Kind of forgotten how lovely it actually is on my skin and how much I do really, really, really like it. I'm going to zoom in for you guys a little bit so you can see a little bit more up close and personal. You can obviously see where I'm a bit oily. Chin, cheeks, in between the brows. But all in all, the foundation is intact and looking pretty good. It hasn't worn off anywhere. Now, I haven't been wearing my glasses today because I've been working on the computer a lot, so I haven't really had, like, I haven't been driving around or looking at TV screens or anything like that. I've been just looking at the computer, and then I went out for a little walk, so I haven't really been wearing my glasses. And yeah, you can see it's all intact. You can see where it has sunken in just a little bit into that fine line. That line is just never not going to have anything sinking into it, but it hasn't sunk in around my mouth, which I'm actually most impressed with, because most foundations lately have, and I haven't worn this foundation in a while, so I just haven't really taken note of it. But everything else is still intact on my face, and I just think it looks really good. And the shade is a little bit pale with self-tanner, so I'll probably have to go up a shade or 2 if I'm going to be wearing it with self-tanner again. There are so many pros to this foundation. The price, the longevity of it, how it doesn't like break down on my skin. I know it is a little bit oily, but to be honest, it's not the worst I've seen my skin after wearing a foundation. I think it looks pretty good. The fact it's all intact, it hasn't oxidized crazy on me. It looks fantastic. Like, I'm just so impressed with it. And the fact all my products are still on my cheek, my highlights still popping. I love this foundation, guys, and I really recommend it. I don't know why it's taken me so long to do a review of this. I just think I completely overlooked it when I fell in love with it a couple of years ago, and I just never actually realized that I never did first impressions. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little review of it. I have nothing really else I want to say about the foundation. I think it speaks for itself. So do let me know if you guys have tried this foundation, what you guys think of it. If you've dry skin, let me know how it reacts on your skin, combo skin, whatever, and help each other out in the comments as always, because like I said, I can only kind of gauge on my oily skin and just the way foundations kind of wear for me. It might be really helpful to those of you who have dry skin, just if you help each other out. Anyway, I think that's all I want to say, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's review, and if you've any other foundations you want me to test out, old or new, and even if you've seen them on my channel before and you want to see kind of like a full-on wear test, do let me know and I'll do a video like that. And as always, there's a playlist link down below of all my foundation routines, first impressions. So any foundation that you want to know about, if I've done a wear test on it, it'll be down there. And if there's anything I haven't done a wear test on and you would like to see, then request it. Guys, I love you so much and I will talk to you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye guys.